Welcome back to the channel, guys. Another news. Lavia is also almost the deal is final. Lavia to Chelsea for 58 million, and Chelsea has already met the release clause for Olise from Crystal Palace, and rumors are there that Liverpool was trying for Decore, and Chelsea is again trying to hijack that signing as well. Guys, what do you think? Chelsea they will stand this season? Starting with you, Adarsh.
I think there is a snitch in the Liverpool scouting team or transfers team who is selling
Why?
all their secret targets to Chelsea, and then Chelsea don't need to do any legwork. They just go behind the target set up by Liverpool, and we all know that Chelsea has the money to persuade them to join them. But jokes apart, I think Chelsea. I don't really know about the transfer strategy, but they are building a very serious squad now. They have literally one player for every position. Maybe sorry, two players for every position. Or maybe I
Two
should say
players.
three players for almost all the
Yeah,
positions. Although they all are young players, apart from a few. And we know that Pochettino, how he deals with young players. He has the right minerals to make them great players in the future. But pertaining to this season, I think Chelsea has spent almost 1 billion US dollars, more than that, since Todd Bowley has taken over the club. $1 billion, 1 billion is 1,000 million. So they have totally exceeded every club in terms of the spending and signings. So for this season, I don't think there should be any excuse. They should comfortably finish in the top four, and I should say that they should target finishing top two or three, just behind whoever finishes first. The gap shouldn't be, they should not be fighting for the fourth spot, as I'm trying to say. They should be very comfortably in it, and the next season is they should try for the title next season. But this season, comfortably top four, and they should reach as far as they can in the cups as well. I think they should win at least one trophy this season, either the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup.
I agree with you. I think now considering that they are not the part of Europe, definitely workload will also be very less this season, and they have players for almost every position. The thing is, it's a totally new squad as compared to the last season. It's a
yeah,
totally new squad. I think players will take their own time as well to sync because I have never seen something like that happening. Like, all new 11 players are playing and they just gel up in one go. Although they played well against Liverpool, they should have won the game as well. But it's just one game. I think we have to watch Chelsea. Uh, I have my doubts for top four this season, honestly telling. But I think looking at the overall core, if they sync well, they might finish. But I'm more optimistic about next season, to be very honest. I'm more optimistic about the next season because it's a new manager, a new squad altogether, a new squad. They have a couple of players, a few players from the previous season, like Enzo, but he's also not that experienced as well in Premier League at least. So I have my doubts for top four, to be very honest. Akshay,
yeah.
what's your say?
I also I also agree with you, Tanmay. Like I believe top four is a far cry for such a new team and a young squad. But of course they can try to finish in the top six at least to
Yeah.
salvage some pride, obviously because they are not in Europe anymore. So they should be more comfortable targeting the top six this season, and next season I think they can directly go for the title.
I think,
One more thing I just want to add on. I'm really sorry,
yeah,
Adarsh.
no problem.
Just one thing I want to add on. I think Chelsea, with Nkunku getting injured, I think Chelsea needs a striker. See,
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson is good, but he's very young as well right now. And again, not a very experienced striker, not someone who can score like 20, 25 goals in a single season. So they need a proper striker. See, if we look at the other teams have either they have multiple players who can score multiple number of goals, or they have a genuine striker who they can trust to score goals, right? At least the top four, if we talk about Liverpool or Man City or even Manchester United. Manchester United has different players who can score multiple number of goals, and Arsenal, obviously. So these are the four sides who are more balanced as well right now, and they have proven players in almost every position right now as compared to Chelsea. So that's why that's another point I have. That basically that's another reason that I have a doubt for top four for them.
I
Yeah.
think you are being practical. I can understand that, but you are on a bit of a back foot when it comes to Chelsea. I think the amount of money that they have spent, and I agree that the squad is new, but the manager is not new per se. He's an experienced manager in the Premier League. And
Yeah,
I think they have the players, even though Nkuku is injured, they have other players who can score goals. I mean, Mudryk is one, Jackson,
honestly telling, I
Sterling.
don't trust Raheem Sterling. I don't trust
But
Raheem Sterling.
still others spending money is one thing and utilizing it well as a unit is another thing.
I
So
know,
I think Chelsea are a bit away from that position right now. I don't know. Like I think it will take them a season.
but
Next season you can probably say they can go for the title rather than top four.
yeah, next season definitely they should go for the title. But
Yeah.
even this season, I'm saying they don't have Europe. So and they have young players, so fatigue is not going to be a problem for them.
But
I
still
don't
there
think
are other teams. There are other teams bottling down their neck, like Newcastle, Aston Villa, and
over
some
the
more as well.
I'm less concerned with Newcastle and Aston Villa to be honest, because I know that they play well, but they still are not that accomplished, or I should say, experienced in finishing in the top four or challenging for the title. Their main opponents are United and Liverpool, and we saw in the first game itself how both those
That
teams struggled. So
that's fine. But what we are thinking is on the lines of that the Chelsea that we know. But this is not the Chelsea that we know. This is totally a new team. So we shouldn't rely on past reputation of what Chelsea is as a club or what we see Chelsea as a club. I know they are a big club if we see the last 20 years or last 2 decades, but this is a totally new team. So it's very difficult to predict.
where did Newcastle finish last season?
Fourth.
Fourth,
And I think that was their second season after the takeover. So if Newcastle can finish
but but
in top
but
four,
but but Newcastle didn't spend a large amount of money and they didn't had any expectations. They were playing freely, but Chelsea have expectations,
yeah, but they have spent
and that's
much
what
more money
will
than Newcastle.
bring them down.
They have spent much more money
Yeah,
than
that's again,
Newcastle and a better
again,
manager.
again, again. Newcastle gelled up well. So it all depends on how Chelsea gels up. We are not saying that they cannot finish, but we are more saying on the lines of what will happen.
I think
Like what I see them,
That is
they can
Pochettino's
still
job.
finish. Yeah, that is
Or-
his job. So it's just one game. Let's see over the next 10 games at least of what is the template that Chelsea is trying to work on. So we'll know better if at least after 10 games.
So
Until then, I think it's all prediction and all speculation.
yeah, I don't want them to finish in the top four, obviously, but I'm just trying to put
Hmm.
pressure on Chelsea because the amount that they've spent, and literally you should feel that way because they've snatched two of your
Yeah,
main targets. So you should put a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
I know.
expectations on Chelsea, and if they don't finish in top four, then you will have the right to slack them also. So
I know they will fall down. I know they will go one step ahead and 10 steps down because
Well, I
signing
think
a
to
player
be
is
very
another
honest,
thing and like
I think to be very honest, Enzo started the season really well. He was for me the best player of that game. One of the
yeah,
best player of that game was Enzo Fernandez, right? So Enzo started really well, and with Caicedo coming on, if these two players gel up, I don't think I think they will make the life for their forwards a bit easier, and
yes,
that can
much
really
easier.
help. So the key for Chelsea is the defense, the whole defense lineup to gel up, and these two players to gel up. If this happens, life will become slightly easier for the forwards as well, and this can make the top four position slightly easy for Chelsea. But I think. See, my point is that right now I'm looking at the other four teams, which is Manchester City, Arsenal, Manchester United, and Liverpool. If we compare Chelsea with them, I think they have a more balanced squad and
Yeah,
experienced
exactly.
squad as well. I'm not just underestimating Chelsea because we all know that they are an unpredictable team. They can do something really different,
Especially at
and
this time.
yeah, so they are very unpredictable at the moment, and I think they also know that not many people are expecting top four from them, to be very honest, considering they finished 12th last season. So I think this sort of relief that they have that okay, not many people are expecting them to finish top four, so they can play freely. Of course, the workload is also come. So they, I see. I'm not just denying the fact that no, they cannot. I'm just saying that I have a
They
doubt.
can, yeah. Yeah, I
They
also have a doubt,
can,
but
but
they
I have
can.
a
And
doubt. But I have a doubt. I'm not
let's be
100%
realistic. Top six is more realistic for them, considering the amount of competition that they have.
Yeah, in reality, if you are being practical, then yes, top six. Even then, I should say that they should top should be
That's also difficult.
that should be
That's
really
also
comfortable.
difficult.
Akshay. Top six should be really comfortable. Come on, man. Look at their backline. They
top
have
six
Reece
will
James,
be.
Colville. You were while
Yeah,
watching the match,
Colville is
he's such a great player.
yeah, Colville is amazing, man.
Thea,
What a
Thea,
player.
Thiago Silva,
Exactly.
Ben
He has
With
made an
Chilwell,
impression.
one of your favorite players, Ben Chilwell. Then they have
Yeah,
Enzo
yeah,
Exactly.
Fernandez.
again.
With
Lavia is
Caicedo
going to
and
come in.
But
Lavia
but but they
coming
were
on.
playing but they were playing against a spineless team, man.
Yeah, I mean, if we take that aside, I mean, gelling up of the players, if we just look at the players that they have and the quality of those players and the potential that they have, Chelsea can go as far as winning a treble in the
Potential
next few
is
seasons. But even this season, I
potential is
would say,
next level.
yeah,
Potential is next level. I agree to the potential part.
yeah.
But what they make of that potential, that's what I want to see over the next 10 games. Then
Last
I'll
season, it was a different squad. Last season, the squad was slightly dismantled. They have
yeah,
more forwards than midfielders, but they have this year invested heavily on their midfielders, right?
yeah.
They have Enzo, they have now they got Caicedo, Lavia. Olise can also play as an attacking midfielder, right?
And another
So
French DM also they've got. So they've
then
basically
there
got
is
three DMs.
Gallagher, then there is Gallagher as well. So they
Yeah.
have quite a number
And
of midfielders. They have
they're
depth
aiming
in
for the fourth.
midfield.
They literally
Sorry?
have
They're
10
still aiming for fourth.
midfielders. They literally have 10. You don't even know how many of that.
Yeah.
Who's that defender who they signed? Just what's his name? He was injured last season and he played actually well. So many of their players are still injured. Lukaku is still in their squad. I mean, he will be sold, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying
technically.
he's still in
Technically,
their
he's
squad.
still
So
in.
Yeah,
ba-
so they have players, right? They have depth in the midfield this time, and they've sold a lot of their forwards. Havertz, Ziyech is about to be sold, Pulisic
Cool.
gone,
Yeah.
right? So they have
Ziyech,
sold many of
Ziyech.
their forwards. So they have limited number of forwards. The number is fine. Mudryk, Sterling, and Olise is someone who can play as a winger. Then they have Nicholas Jackson, and Kunku is there. He's injured at the
Kunku,
moment.
yeah.
So they have decent amount of forwards and they have depth in the midfield as well. This time they have a better chance. Top six is a very realistic, position for them. I am expecting them to finish in the top six. And I had my doubts earlier, but after watching their first game, I think I'm a bit more confident that okay, now the players at least they have the clarity that what exactly their role is, what exactly they're supposed to do, and this time I'm more confident about Enzo Fernandez. I think he is going to be one of those players I'm really looking forward to watch.
Their
He was a
fullbacks are
great-
firing.
he was-
Their fullbacks are
exactly,
firing
the
as well.
fullbacks are also firing with new captain as Reece James. I
Yeah.
think they should perform better
But
this
still,
season.
I
And
think
they have experienced campaign in the form of Thiago Silva as well.
if
I
they
somewhat
don't,
agree, but I still have my doubts over the
Well,
squad.
top six is a realistic.
Over a 38 game period. It's just the first game, so
even
I
for
know
top
I think we
six,
still
top
need to
six
see.
is a position
even
which
for top
I
six.
think is realistic for them. Top four, I have my doubts because I'm looking at the other four teams. It's not like I'm saying that Chelsea is bad, but no,
Let's see
other
what
four
Chelsea
teams
does
are
after the first 10
more
games.
balanced.
Let's see where they stand after the first 10 games.
if they don't
Then
finish
we'll
top
be able
six,
to.
Pochettino will be sacked if they don't finish top six. That is for sure.
Yes.
Top six is a
Nothing
minimum
will
for them.
happen. Nothing
Trust
will
me.
happen. The squad will remain the same. A new manager will come. Then he will again take time. So I don't know. I think it's a cycle. If Pochettino doesn't succeed, this team will be caught in a
Chelsea
cycle.
has been like that. Chelsea managers don't stay for more than 2 seasons.
But that owner was
At
different,
max
and this
three.
owner is
Mourinho was the
different.
one who stayed for 3 seasons. Who
But
was
that
there in
owner
the
was
third season? Who had a
different.
third?
And
Now
this
It
Todd
was
Bowley is
rotated,
there.
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Chelsea
So
culture. It's the Chelsea
Todd
culture.
Bowley won't sack anyone quickly as Roman sacked.
he's already sacked 3
Well,
managers, I think.
exactly. He has sacked 3
Because
managers.
that was too. He was under pressure to sack them.
No, he didn't
If,
give any chance to Graham Potter as well. Half
but
season and he
the
lost
team
this
was the
season.
team was 15th, 14, 15, so I think he deserved to be sacked, Graham
Well,
Potter.
any which ways, they finished 12th only. They got Lampard after
They
Graham
finished,
Potter.
yeah, they
Come
finished
on, man.
again a mistake, again a big mistake.
That's what I'm
So I think,
saying. It's
yeah,
the Chelsea culture. See, it's the pressure from the fans. The Chelsea
yeah.
culture is like that. It's the fans' pressure. The fans are still same. So sacking of the managers, changing the whole squad after 2 seasons, that will be happening. Chelsea will be spending a lot.
So interesting times ahead. Let's see what happens with
Yeah.
Jake Dokore.
With the
Well,
amount of money that he has spent, he would be looking for an return on investment on that. So I think he will not spare Pochettino if they don't finish at least top six. I personally I think top four, but being practical, I will say top six. But